Work together for public welfare, overcoming all differences. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to the partymen, instruction given to control commodity prices.
কৃষক ন্যায্য মূল্য পায় সেটা নিশ্চিত করতে হবে। আবার অহেতুক এই চাঁদাবাজি বা মজুতদারি কারণে যেন পণ্যের দাম না বৃদ্ধি পায় সেদিকেও দৃষ্টি দিতে হবে।
Bangabandhu's daughter, Sheikh Hasina, an icon and legacy of Bangladesh's economic progress, says Obaidul Qadir. Construction of Dhaka-Shulia Elevated Expressway underway, traffic movement to be started in 2026. Not yet clear who will form government in Pakistan. Independent candidates grabbed 100 seats out of 255. And the Rangpur Riders beat Chattogram Challengers by 53 runs at first match of the day of BPL at Mirpur. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Tanzila Manar Sultana, welcoming you all to News at 10. You have just heard the highlights. Now moving on to news in details.
তোমাদের দায়িত্ব জ্ঞান থাকা প্রয়োজন, তা না হলে জীবনে মানুষ হতে পারবে না। শৃঙ্খলা ছাড়া কোনো জাতি জীবনে বড় হতে পারে না।
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said the country's democracy would have been snatched away if the parliamentary election was not opened for all. Not only the election would have been discoloured with stigma, but also the country's democracy would have been hijacked if the election was not opened for all. She said this in her introductory speech at the extended meeting of Awami League at Ganabhavan this morning. Sheikh Hasina, also the president of a ruling party, also mentioned that if the election was not opened for her partymen, then Bangladesh's status as a developing country would have been destroyed. She continued to say her party has again opened Upazil elections, which is approaching near for all her partymen. She issued warning against any sort of confrontation in the coming local government elections. Stern actions will be taken against the persons, whoever he or she be responsible for his or her involvement, the Premier said.
এবার যদি নির্বাচনটা উন্মুক্ত না হতো, এই নির্বাচনকে প্রশ্নবিদ্ধ শুধু করে না, বাংলাদেশে গণতন্ত্রকে হরণ করা হতো এবং বাংলাদেশের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নয়নে আজকে আমরা যেখানে এগিয়ে গেছি, জাতির পিতা রেখে গিয়েছেন সম্পন্নত দেশ। আমরা এই দীর্ঘ 15 বছর কাজ করে আজকে বাংলাদেশ উন্নয়নশীল দেশের মর্যাদা পেয়েছি। আমাদের সেই অর্জনটাও নস্যাৎ হয়ে যেত। কাজে এবারের যে নির্বাচন অনুষ্ঠিত হয়েছে, এই নির্বাচন অবাধ, সুষ্ঠু, নিরপেক্ষ নির্বাচন হয়েছে। এর মধ্যে যারা নির্বাচনকে প্রশ্নবিদ্ধ করতে চায় আর বলে যে কি নির্বাচন হয়েছে অবাধ নিরপেক্ষ হয়নি, তাদেরকে আমার প্রশ্ন যে তাদেরকে সুস্পষ্টভাবে বলতে হবে কি কি ক্ষেত্র দেখে তারা বলবে যে অবাধ নিরপেক্ষ সুষ্ঠু হয় নাই, সেটা তাদের বলতে হবে। তারা সেটা বলে না, তারা ওই একইভাবে বলে যাচ্ছে অবাধ নিরপেক্ষ হয় না। হ্যাঁ, নির্বাচন হয়েছে, কিছু দেশীয় আন্তর্জাতিক পর্যায়ে এই ধরনের কথা বলা হয়। তো যারা বলছে, যে কোনো দেশই বলুক, আমার তাদের কাছে এটাই প্রশ্ন, কিভাবে কোথায় কি সমস্যা সেটা তাদের বলতে হবে। আজকে দ্রব্যমূল্য বেড়ে গেছে, এই যে বৃদ্ধিটা, এটার জন্য আমাদেরও একটু উদ্যোগ নিতে হবে। বিশেষ করে পরিবহনের ক্ষেত্রে অথবা হোলসেল মার্কেটে অথবা মজুতদারি, এই সব জায়গায় চাঁদাবাজি এবং মজুতদারি এটা বন্ধ করতে হবে। আর যখনই এই যে মাল আসলেই ওই যে যেখানে হোলসেল মার্কেট, সেখানে একবার চাঁদাবাজি, চলার পথে চাঁদাবাজি, এগুলিও বন্ধ করতে হবে। আপনি এখানে আছেন বিভিন্ন এলাকার প্রতিনিধি, এখানে আপনাদের একটু দৃষ্টি দিতে হবে। একদিকে যেমন কৃষক ন্যায্য মূল্য পায় সেটা নিশ্চিত করতে হবে, আবার অহেতুক এই চাঁদাবাজি বা মজুতদারি কারণে যেন পণ্যের দাম না বৃদ্ধি পায় সেদিকেও দৃষ্টি দিতে হবে।
Meanwhile, at the extended meeting of the Awami League, its General Secretary Ubaidul Qadir said Bangabandhu's daughter, Sheikh Hasina, is the icon and legacy of Bangladesh's economic progress. No popular leader like her was created in the past 48 years since the killing of father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.
এই 15 বছরে বাংলাদেশে যে রূপান্তর, বাংলাদেশে যে বদলে যাওয়া ছবি, সেই বদলে যাওয়া বাংলাদেশের রূপান্তরের রূপকার বঙ্গবন্ধু কন্যা শেখ হাসিনা। শেখ হাসিনা হচ্ছে আমাদের অর্থনৈতিক মুক্তির উত্তরাধিকার। বাংলাদেশে বঙ্গবন্ধু হত্যার পর গত 48 বছরে তার মতো জনপ্রিয় নেতা আর একজনও সৃষ্টি হয়নি। গত 48 বছরে সবচেয়ে সৎ নেতার নাম শেখ হাসিনা, সবচেয়ে সাহসী রাজনীতিকের নাম শেখ হাসিনা।
At the meeting, a condolence motion was read out by Awami League Office Secretary Barrister Biplab Barua. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has stressed the need for more women and girls in science for a just, inclusive and sustainable future. She said this in a video statement broadcast in the 9th International Day of Women and Girls in Science Assembly held in New York. She said it is important that women in science be promoted to leadership positions. In Bangladesh, she personally committed to advancing the work of country's women scientists through recognition and incentives. The Prime Minister said her government is digitally empowering thousands of women and girls across Bangladesh.
In the past, the number of female students in higher education, especially in science and technology, was not satisfactory. However, the participation of women in science and education has improved significantly in recent years due to our concerted efforts. In public universities in Bangladesh, about 40% of total students are female, while the private universities, their percentage is 30%. We make sure that women get preference in the research and innovation grants we offer. Our young girls need to be prepared to realize our vision of a smart Bangladesh.
Foreign Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said that the government is working to start Rohingya repatriation soon. He made the comment after inaugurating two-day multicultural festival at DC Park of Fozdarhat in Chattogram this afternoon.
মিয়ানমারের আভ্যন্তরীণ গন্ডগোলের প্রেক্ষিতে এই ঘটনাগুলো ঘটছে। শুধু আমাদের দেশে মিয়ানমারের সীমান্ত বাহিনী কিংবা সেনাবাহিনীর সদস্যের অনুপ্রবেশ ঘটেছে তা নয়, ভারতেও ঘটেছিল কয়েকশো, তাদেরকেও তারা ফেরত দিয়ে গেছে। আমি বিভিন্ন দেশে সফর করেছি এর মধ্যে, এবং ভারতেও সফর করেছিলাম। ভারতের পররাষ্ট্রমন্ত্রীর সাথেও এই বিষয় নিয়ে আলোচনা করেছি। মায়ানমারের পররাষ্ট্রমন্ত্রীর সাথেও আমার ন্যাম সামিটে দেখা হয়েছে। সেখানে তাকে আমি বলেছি যে অন্তত রিপ্যাট্রিয়েশনটা শুরু করার জন্য তার কথাবার্তায় আমার যেটি মনে হয়েছে, তারা রিপ্যাট্রিয়েশনটা শুরু করার ব্যাপারে একমত, কিন্তু তাদের আভ্যন্তরীণ এখন যে সংকটগুলো চলছে সেই কারণে এই মুহূর্তে তারা পারছে না। আমরা মায়ানমারের যে সমস্ত বাস্তুচ্যুত মানুষ আমাদের দেশে আছে তাদেরকে ফেরত পাঠানোই, তাদেরকে সসম্মানে নাগরিক অধিকার দিয়ে ফেরত পাঠানোই একমাত্র সমাধান। সেই সমাধানের লক্ষ্যেই কাজ করছে।
After inaugurating the multicultural festival, the minister visited various stalls at the fair compound. Later, Foreign Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood joined a program organized by Marking the Occasion. Deputy Commissioner of Chattogram, Abul Bashar Mohammad Fakhruzaman, presided over the function, which was also addressed by Philippines Ambassador to Bangladesh, Leo Tito L. Olsen, India Deputy High Commissioner Dr. Rajiv Ranjan, and FBCCI President Mahbubul Alam. The construction work of the Dhaka-Ashulia Elevated Expressway is progressing uninterruptedly. Workers and engineers remain busy from morning to night to construct the expressway and finish the project on time. In the meantime, construction of 100 pillars out of 1,600 have been completed. According to the authorities, the project will come to an end by next 3 years. The Dhaka-Ashulia Elevated Expressway will be open to vehicles by 2026. The 24-kilometer Dhaka-Ashulia Elevated Expressway will connect Hazrat Shahjalal International Airport with Abdullapur Ashulia Bypass and Dhaka Export Processing Zone on the Nobinagar Chandro Highway. At near the airport, it will get connected with the Dhaka Elevated Expressway. Experts said this elevated expressway will ensure smooth movements of vehicles, leaving behind traffic congestions. Young book lovers' dedicated period in book fair, commonly known as Shishu Prahar, gets momentum today. Children under their parents' guidance thronged during the dedicated hours. Children explored different colorful books at various publishing houses in the children's corner and enjoyed shows of Sisimpu. Shishu Prahar has been set up to attract the children, to inspire them to read books. Now it is the main attraction of the book fair. Conscious guardians gathered at the corner. Children are very happy seeing their favorite characters like Halum, Ikri, Tuktuki and Shiku at the Shishu Prahar. Children also presented their performance at the Hope Autism Center at the fair. Guardians feel more events like Shishu Prahar are required for the mental growth of the children. The Shishu Prahar starts at 10 a.m. and ends at 12 noon every Friday and Saturday of the month-long book fair. The government has reduced VAT and duty on the import of rice, edible oil, sugar and dates ahead of the holy month of Ramadan. The National Board of Revenue issued 4 Gazette notifications reducing the customs duty on these essential items from a minimum of 5% to a maximum of 47%. The import duty on date has been reduced from 58% to 43%. The VAT on refined and non-refined soybean and palm oil has been reduced to 10% from 15%. For sugar importation, the fixed duty has been reduced from 1,500 taka to 1,000 taka per metric ton, and rice import duty and tax have been reduced from 62.5% to 15.25%. Besides, the market monitoring system has been strengthened to keep the prices of daily essential commodities stable during the month of Ramadan. The Agriculture Ministry, Food Ministry, Commerce Ministry and Fisheries and Livestock Ministry will conduct the monitoring activities. For this reason, there is no appreciation of price hikes during the upcoming Holy Ramadan. On the second day of the second phase of Bishu Ijtema on the banks of the Turak River in Tongi today, devotees are passing time listening to the sermons of local and foreign ulama and zikr askar. Members of law enforcement agencies, including RAB and police, are engaged in the overall security of the worshippers. This year's Bishu Ijtema will end with the Akhiri Munajat of the second phase tomorrow.
নবস্পন্দন রেজিস্ট্রেশনের শেষ সময় আগামী 30 এপ্রিল 2024 বিকেল 5টা। 8 থেকে 14 বছর বয়সী আগ্রহী সকল প্রার্থী আবেদন করতে পারবে। রেজিস্ট্রেশন করুন টেলিটকে btvns.teletalk.com.bd। বিস্তারিত জানতে চোখ রাখুন বিটিভির পর্দায়।
The process of sending back members of Myanmar's government forces who have taken shelter in Bangladesh due to the ongoing conflict in Myanmar is underway. Meanwhile, the sound of firing was not heard on the other side of the border of Gumdum, Tumru of Bandarban district and Ukhia of Cox's Bazar during the day, while the sound of firing was heard on the other side of the Hoikang border of Teknaf Upazila in the morning. Besides, a Cox's Bazar court sent 23 Myanmar nationals to jail after filing cases under the Arms Act against them. Now, international news. The Election Commission of Pakistan has so far announced unofficial results of 255 seats among 265 in the general elections. About 100 of the winning candidates are independents and all but 8 of them are backed by Imran Khan's PTI. Nawaz Sharif's PMLN won at 72 seats, Bilawal Bhutto's PPP at 54 seats and MQM at 17 seats. Although Imran Khan's PTI supporters are leading in election results, it becomes clear that no party is securing majority. A party needs to win at 134 seats to form a government in Pakistan. Pakistan Muslim League of Nawaz Sharif and Pakistan People's Party have already agreed to form a coalition government in the country. Meanwhile, claiming his party as the winner, imprisoned Imran Khan said people have won an election by foiling all conspiracies. The atrocity of Israeli occupation forces over Gaza is continuing as 107 Palestinians have been killed and 142 injured in Gaza within the last 24 hours. Israeli snipers in Khan Yunis killed at least 21 people outside Nasser hospital with medical staff among those targeted. Nearly 28,000 people have been killed and 67,459 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7. The death toll in Israel from the October 7 Hamas attacks stands at 1,139. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered the military to develop a plan to both evacuate civilians from Rafah and fight Hamas as Palestine's UN envoy questions where civilians will be evacuated amid the planned attack. UN Chief Antonio Guterres said half of Gaza's 2.3 million population is now cramped into Rafah with nowhere to go, warning the displaced have no homes and no hope. Now, news on weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said weather may remain dry with a temporary partly cloudy sky over the country. Light to moderate fog may occur over the country during midnight to morning. Night temperature may fall slightly over northwestern part and it may remain nearly unchanged elsewhere over the country. Day temperature may rise slightly over the country, said the Met Office. News on sports. Rangpur Riders beat Chattogram Challengers by 53 runs in the first match of the day's BPL cricket at Mirpur. Batting first after winning the toss, Rangpur Riders scored 211 runs for 3 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. Riza Henriks scored 58 and James Nisham scored 51 not out for the team. In reply, Chattogram Challengers managed to score 158 runs for 6 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. James Nisham of Rangpur was adjudged man of the match. To end the bulletin headlines once again. Work together for public welfare, overcoming all differences. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to the partymen. Instruction given to control commodity prices. Bangabandhu's daughter Sheikh Hasina an icon and legacy of Bangladesh's economic emancipation, says Obaidul Qadir. Construction of Dhaka-Ashuli elevated expressway underway. Traffic movement to be started in 2026. Not yet clear who will form government in Pakistan. Independent candidates grab 100 seats out of 255. And Rampur Riders beat Chattogram Challengers by 53 runs at first match of the day of BPL at Mirpur. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us, and we invite you to watch our 11:30 p.m. Bangla News. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.